50-minute match clock. The only change, it's a race to 8, and the trophy is on the line. And we are underway. And Chris is going to scratch on the opening break, meaning that Tyler, who ran the final 6 racks of his semi-final with Billy Thorpe from 5-1 down, has the opening opportunity here to essentially make it 7 straight run-outs from the break. Simon Webb and Stephen Wyatt with you once again for this final. And it's a tough one to call this, it really is.
Yeah, and what a great culmination of a weekend. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. Got to spend a lot of time here in the booth with you, Simon, and it's been great. I can't wait to do it again. But let's look at what's in front of us. Tyler Styer has had an amazing tournament with a huge comeback in the semifinals. Chris Melling taking a loss early yesterday to Jeff DeLuna, able to come back through the losers qualification. So much on the line here.
There's still plenty of work here in this opening rack for Tyler. Well, that's beautiful. Really trying to control that absolutely dead weight to deal with the work. The reason I was saying there was plenty of work is that the 5 didn't come down the table, and I didn't think he could hold, but he played that really well. And he has held just about straight, maybe half a turn short, so he can get up the table.
Good shot there. Funny little note here. This is the match that I was wanting to happen in the shootout.
Yeah.
Darren Appleton put a stop to that one by taking out Chris Melling.
And it was interesting, actually. I asked Tyler in an interview afterwards, you know, you got Chris Melling in the final, thoughts on it, and he said, you know, he wouldn't want it any other way. So much respect for Chris and his ability, especially with 8-ball. Obviously an all-round player, but especially with 8-ball, that he wants to try and take him down here in the final. And he's going to start off white and reverse one out and getting the first one on the board.
And the race to 8 now. Just an extended by 1 game, but still the same match timer. Will we see that shot clock get down is the question. And if Tyler keeps breaking like that, I don't know if we'll see it. He's got some trouble here.
Yeah, this is far from easy. This is not a good chance.
And to be able to get out here is definitely going to take some good shots and some creativity, maybe a little luck. If he wants the solids, the 3 into the 10 and the 5 is there, but I don't think he really wants to take them. I think he'd much prefer the stripes.
That's not what he wanted. That's made it even trickier.
Yeah, this is messier than a 2-year-old with a plate of spaghetti. Oof.
Still going to continue though. Very aggressive player is Tyler. Believes he can get out from anywhere.
Yeah, and it looks like the combo and what he's looking at here is the 12 to the 14, which would also essentially move that 13 ball if he hits it with pace It still has a treble ball there in the 10 up top. So this is the beginning of a good run here. And the 13 does not pass the 8 ball. So he's still got to bump that ball using the 12. And this is the unknown factor, because when you bump into this ball with it being so close to that bottom rail and other balls around it, if you don't bump into it good, you risk blocking it. I think he came out okay.
Yeah, didn't want to get the 13, wanted just the 8 ball, but still so much work to do.
Tyler looking at the angle that the 1 ball is going to come off here. I almost think he's going to power this and try and hope the 1 ball breaks the 10 up. I don't know, I'm dead wrong.
I think he was just planning to, he wanted a full ball cannon on it, wanted to be able to then hold on the 9, use the 9 to deal with the 10. He still might be able to, actually. Just wonder, can he play the 9 off the cushion, off the rail, off the 5? Can he play it direct off the 5? Would want to be a very glancing blow. How
Oof.
good is that?
Yeah.
This out is, if he gets there, obviously he's one more positional shot to play, but if he gets out from here, it is ridiculous. There's been nothing on the whole way through this. I've been kind of calling for a safety shot right at the start of this visit. Kind of think only bad things can happen when you take on layouts like this, but Tyler is showing us that is not true. This is, well, this is a serious out. It really is. How about that?
That's really incredible.
Well, that run is going to come to an end as Chris Melling has first chance here in rack number 3.
And not the easiest layout. Everything is kind of very close knit to each other. I'm looking at the 14 and the 4. Both those balls do have an available pocket, but it is tricky to get to them. I think Chris may play the 7 here to play the 4, you think? Yeah.
And that's really the work done. Now it's just connecting them together. That was the only ball that needed any attention, and he had the perfect ball to get there straight away.
It's going to be tree-topped over this ball. Makes it a little bit more difficult to cue. He hit it well. It's amazing to see how smooth he can still deliver the cue ball, even when jacked up over the ball like that. Nice little punch into the 12 ball to stay straight on the 6 ball. This has been a good run here.
And a good way into the match for Chris Melling. Runs out his first chance off his second break. Beautiful break from Tyler.
Look at how empty the center of the table is. That's the first thing that jumps out to me. Wow, what a powerful break.
His last layout was tough and he had to work incredibly hard. This time, it's not so bad. He's going to have to go solids, you feel. I don't think he has any choice. I'm just wondering how much of the 14 he can see, but even if he can, he can't do much with it. So it'll be solids. And the only issue with solids is going to be the 8 ball.
And you have to like Tyler to get out here.
absolutely risk breaking out the 8 ball. How is he going to do it? Does he use the 1? Does he do it now? Could do it now. Well, makes it worse, not better.
And that is the risk and reward of moving a ball out like that, especially the 8 ball. Now making this what looked like an easy run, now making it twice as difficult.
So do you leave it there now? Play the bank?
I actually think I may take the 1 ball as my key ball and shoot the 8 up in the top
Just play the
right-hand
gap?
corner, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Small gap, but if you get good on the 1, you'd fancy making it, because you don't have to move the cue ball too far. You should be moving it pretty much in line the whole way.
That and simply trying to minimize making it worse. I feel like if you have a decent shot at it, why try and make it better and make it worse unintentionally? He's set up really well here. He might even be looking at the angle to float the cue ball in between to get close to his work.
Yeah, if he lands too high, he's going to have a tough job getting there. So touch low was perfect. That's brilliant.
And he couldn't have asked for a better setup here.
He's actually got so much angle that he might have to play a little bump on the 8 ball here. If he bounces off a turn, then he just drops on it. But I don't think he can just hold. I think he has to just play this little delicate nudge. Yeah, it's beautiful.
You called it, Simon. What a phenomenal shot there. And really, again, another picture-perfect run-out by Tyler Styer.
Yeah, very, very good that. Previous run-out had problems all the way, and he was just digging hard and relying on shot making. That one, clear plans. Tried to deal with it once, couldn't, but had a very clear plan of how he was going to do it again and executed. That really was another very impressive finish from Tyler. Sticking with the second ball break. Good one again.
Yeah, worked out fairly well for him.
Solids look good apart from the 6. That needs attention. Stripes don't really have a problem ball. Just the pattern. Just the way he's looking, it feels like he's eyeing up the solids, but I really like the stripes here.
I agree with you, with the only exception being the opening shot is not really the ball that I want to take first.
Do you think he can pinch the pocket and get across? I suppose he can play for the 15 in the side if he can't. Yeah, that's what he's gone for.
That's a good call. Have a look at our crowd in the background there. Had a wonderful crowd all weekend here in Shreveport. Lots of spectators. Some pool players, some not.
Yeah, it's been really good. Straight's not brilliant, and he's got just enough. He just wants to force it up towards the 12. That's the one.
He's just a little off angle here.
Yeah, he wanted to be a bit higher, so a bit closer to the 12 really, but oh, that didn't come off. He didn't hit that as well as he can.
Now, I think he can see it, but man, is it thin. And I think if he plays it, I think his cue ball is going to have to travel up and down. Well, he can't really fight with that. Chris Melling taking a situation that I wouldn't want to be in and making it look pretty easy. Wow. 3-2. Tyler Styer still holding a one-game lead. There's been so much action this weekend that it's hard to follow everything. Dynamite really played great and really enjoyed seeing him have a little bit of comeback. Oh no. And this is what Chris needed. If you're rooting for Chris Melling here, then you're feeling really fortunate for him. Ball in hand after a big break. And how do you like this run out? The 12 ball, his only issue.
Yeah, what's he got planned for us here? Well, he was lining up there. I just wonder if he's trying to get past the 8 ball here. He's trying to go into it from that. I just wondered if he was thinking about just trying to leave it on the left-hand rail past the 8 ball, and then he was going to use the come across the top of the 12 to pop the 15.
That's actually exactly what I saw. And would have been a fairly easy shot had the angle been right.
Yeah, and he's got the 13 over the pocket as well as a nice kind of next ball if required. He saw it differently, he tried to go into it.
And time almost getting the better of him, already used his extension, realizing quickly that the shot clock was dwindling down, made a phenomenal shot to the side pocket and broke out the 12. No matter how many times you see players like this come to the table, you can't help but think how absolutely incredible this is to watch.
But it's just not that easy. It's just such an elite level. I mean, there are times when you get great players out there and they make a ton of run-outs and you're kind of getting good splits, good leaves, but this is one really tough layout. You know, Tyler's had 2 really, probably even tougher. His first one was ridiculous.
Brutal.
The next one was very similar to this sort of level. And the guys are making it look easy.
Well, if you could ever ask for anything in the finals of this tournament, it would be to see it 3-3 with 33 minutes left on the clock in this race to 8.
That's all sorted now. Just some disturbance in the crowd, but it's all done.
And Chris here has a ball down, several balls down. And what do you like here, Simon, as far as stripes or solids?
I like the solids. Just get straight to work. Easy, controlled opener. It's jazzy. Oh, he has. You saw that shoulders slump. Does it go? No. You can tell that by his body language. Now I don't like the solids at all. I like the stripes now.
Yeah, the 3 ball is really in a bad spot here. Now, I don't know how likely it is that he'll have a shot afterwards, but the one in the side carries 2 rail position to bump that 3 ball. It's just a question of whether or not he would have anything afterwards. There's a possibility here that he's looking at the 7 to connect to the 3 with the breakout. This is not easy.
Well, is he going to play it here?
He might. Oh, that's
not going to work.
Rough.
You have to say, for a player of Chris's level, that opening shot was just a touch on the careless side. Kind of, maybe he rushed it. We were talking about how quick he plays, but he was down and playing it quickly. But that's not uncommon for him. But just a touch on the careless side, it may cost him getting out here.
Well, and this is not an easy shot. The natural path is really putting him stuck into that corner. Maybe not a scratch, but it's too much to risk, I would think.
What else has he got, though? He is lining up a... I was thinking you'd make the cut, you're going to get the 9-half ball, and you're obviously asking for some form, but...
This bank here is on if he can hit it good. Oh.
So for the first time in the match, we don't see a player run out off the break.
And not for lack of trying, he was deathly close to that 3-ball in the top left corner. Tyler here looking to take full advantage. Well, and he's making it look easy. Keeping it simple. He'll have no issues here.
Yeah, very nicely done. Always a fairly simple task when your opponent misses their last ball, but still got to get yourself the right side of the run out, and he's been flawless throughout.
Yeah, maybe got a touch straight here, but again, we're nitpicking at that point. And maybe being that straight caused him to get on the rail, but this 8-ball should fall. Good run out from that position. Tyler Styer taking the lead once again. And Chris with an opportunity to get in the lead for the first time in the match. Just a little careless on his first shot. Really hurt him all the way down. To start off the week. And here we are in the finals, and there's his chance.
Yeah, and straight in for Tyler. Huge frustration. Doesn't show much emotion out there. Neither player does, actually. Instantly disgust on Tyler's face here. Gets it all wrong.
And I think Chris, with a little smirk on his face, not expecting to get a chance at the table. Tyler's break has been pretty good for the most part all week. And just an unfortunate scratch.
Really getting through the ball nicely. Making it sing without really hitting it.
Oh, and you can't ask for a better layout, a better opportunity, and a better chance to tie the game back up. Chris Melling just the 8-ball away from doing just that.
Melling with us, and it goes, and we're all square once again. As we are tracking towards the halfway point in the match. Both players still need 4.
And of course, Billy Thorpe was playing immaculate on this TV table up until the big comeback of Tyler Styer.
Yeah, still quite amazed to see that. 5-1 down and running 6 straight.
And Tyler really earning his shot into this final match. It was no easy feat. And hats off to Billy Thorpe for a very strong third, fourth finish. Tyler here trying to determine how he wants to get into this rack. It's not a terrible shot.
Yeah, you can play the 2 and bump the 12. Probably the better option. Could play the 10 off the 6, but I don't see the benefit. 6 might go, move the 9 and make a mess. It's fairly natural just to move the 12 up the table a touch.
Yeah, and really, the big question in this rack is just going to be that 13 ball. It doesn't really have a way to the pocket, and the 1 ball, I think, is just too close to the rail to play that carom shot. So it's all going to be about how he gets to this 13.
He can slide down there now. No, he had just the wrong angle, really, because he had to hold past the 9 there. I don't think he'd have got the pace on to get down the table.
And here, he's got the 11 ball, and I imagine he'll play shape on the 15. It's actually, okay, he's playing to the 9 ball.
Yeah, he wants to hold the high angle on the 15, and then he can slide down and almost target the 1 with the cue ball.
Totally makes sense here. Just wants to have a thin cut on the 15. Cueing very low. I think that's going to be a great starting point for this next shot. The speed control will tell the story.
Needs to keep going. It's not the best of lines.
And maybe a little shy there on the speed, but the 8 ball does go in the side pocket past the 6. So if he needed to get his cue ball up table just simply because of the angle, he could. It's going to be very hard to cut that ball and control the cue ball the way he needs to. Ideally, he wants to shoot the 8 in the top right. And would have had a shot at it. Unfortunately, probably the first missed ball we've seen in 20 games.
Yeah, it's been a while. First error in the match for Tyler Styer.
And Chris here playing the smart shot. Look at that. How do you hit this ball? Just as a reminder for anybody who's not familiar with international 8-ball rules, you must not take an intentional foul in a situation like this. No rolling one of your opponent's balls up on the 8-ball because it is a loss of frame.
Yeah, almost impossible to get out of that, but you have to make a genuine attempt, which he did. Still not that easy for Chris Melling here.
Yeah, Chris with a little scratch of the head saying, oh, I got what I wanted, but what do I do with it?
Probably a little bit annoyed that the 3 ball's gone down into that corner. The 3 ball may well have been his choice as a breakout ball.
Now, Chris has a plan, but what's wrong with shooting the 3 and making the 13 here?
Absolutely nothing. That would absolutely leave you in great shape.
I feel like opening up that pocket for your solids. Again, Chris is the pro, but I think he missed an opportunity there to give himself a shot at running out on his next go at the table.
Couldn't get the side on. I still think it's the right shot. I think you just play it.
And actually, I think he did that first to open up those other balls first. I think he's going to play it now. I really do.
I think he's a little bit worried about playing it. But then if that's the case, you play it off the 3. So just brush the 3, pot the 13, and you've got the 8 ball covered.
And he now has decided that is the shot. And
I know what you're saying. He may well have been just developing one of his other balls first.
yes,
But the way he kind of went about that sort of facial expression tells me it might have been a rare occasion where Chris didn't see it. Certainly maybe he's so good at the kick shots, maybe he just did not want to give Tyler the kick shot opportunity.
absolutely. Well, and it is a lot easier to see things sometimes when you have all the different views of the cameras in your face. So we'll chalk that one up to pure luck on my end.
Well, I just think that the shot that Tyler's just played is exactly why Chris didn't want to play it. He didn't think he could stop him having the 2 cushion at it.
Yeah, he came disgustingly close to making that ball. And I think here, what do you really have to shoot at?
He's going to knock the 8 ball into an awkward place.
And I don't know if that's awkward enough. I've seen a shot very similar to this. If Tyler can play this with top English and hit the 2 ball square, he can follow the cue ball into the 8 and just bump it into the pocket. The 2 ball just has to get out of the way.
I think the 2 ball hits the point and comes back. We'll see.
He was definitely trying it, and to your point, that's exactly what happened. The 2 ball did hit the point, and it was almost disastrous for Tyler.
Well, Chris still, he has to just, I think, stand up and make one hit. He's got the 3 in the side, that wins the rack. He's going to take the 7 to the top, same deal, but it's got a little bit of a safety net. As in, he wouldn't have left the 8 on, but pot in comfortably.
Well, and this rack here, because of the situation we were in, the time looked really well, but we're under the 19-minute mark and we're still 4-4. This has been almost 7 minutes elapsed in this rack alone.
Yeah, it only takes 1 rack to slow the clock right down and make it get very much involved in the match.
Yeah, I don't have a horse in the race. If I could, I'd want both of these guys to win, but I would not be mad at a 6-ball shootout.
Well, that would be fun.
And what a story it would be for Tyler Styer.
Chris stayed down on that one. He wasn't sure. He was trying to pinch the pocket. It wasn't like it was a terrible shot. He just thought he might have overdone it for a second.
Yeah, when that one left his cue stick, he was very unsure.
No mistakes with a simple 8 ball, and he is in front, 5-4.
Chris Melling holding the lead by 1 game. He's going to have to win this rack and then hope for a mistake by Chris.
Oh no, scratched again and straight in again, just the opposite side of the table. Break just letting him down at the wrong time here for Tyler Styer.
And quite possibly the best spread I've seen. Wow.
Yeah, this one might not take very long.
And that is the ebb and flow of this format. 1 rack, 7 minutes long. The next, a minute and 30 seconds.
If the 6-ball passes to the corner, then this one is going to be over in the next 25 seconds. But if it doesn't, it might be an extra 10-15 seconds or so.
And Chris is going to make sure that it goes, because I think he's going to play the 4-ball here. Really opening up the pocket for that 6. Yeah, this is absolutely brutal for Tyler. Looking at a chance to tie it back up, and what an opportunity for Chris, and he took it, and now he is in the lead 6-4 in just a matter of seconds. Wow.
Yeah, that was the perfect layout, really. Unfortunately for Tyler, it was also a scratched break, and now he's 2 behind. Well, in goes a solid, and a chance for Chris again. Bit more work in this one than the last, although there was very little in the last. This is still a decent enough layout. The 6-ball, the issue for solids, but still, I think solids are the way.
Yeah, I think you just don't want to contend with that 9, 10, 13 area. A little bit too much to have to mess with. Whereas you have a good ball in the 3 or the 7 to move that 6. No, 7 ball, he's not got the angle for it now. Doesn't even have to move it. He's just going to play it to the corner.
What a beautiful shot. Natural to get there straight away, and plays it, lands. Touch of angle going up the table, so just has to hold here, but he's got the 3 at the top, so it's all nice.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a beautiful run out for Chris if he can keep it together here. You definitely want to be the first one to the hill. Have that big advantage. So smooth.
A little surprised he didn't try and deal with the 4. Maybe just felt he didn't quite have the right angle, so going to have to come back for it now.
And that was a beautiful little stun shot there. Not the easiest to control speed-wise, but he hit it well.
A little short. Just about gets there to make it relatively comfortable. A couple of turns less and it wouldn't have quite been the same story, but still needs to be made.
And really taking the time to give that shot, again, the respect that it deserves. Can't take it for granted. And Chris Melling to the hill. It is 7-4. I'm wondering if we're going to see him take a little bit of power off. Again, both were slight kicks, but held the line to the pocket. So maybe a step back in power will put him where he needs to be.
That's a better cue ball.
And balls down all over the place.
Oh, that 15 ball just rolling far enough to
really mess things up.
If the 15 stops 1 roll less from where it is now, well, Tyler would just about be getting down on the 8 ball now.
I think in turn now, you have to take the stripes.
Yeah.
The 15 ball goes in the top right. And Tyler just needing to navigate his opening shot.
Is he gearing himself up to come down on the solid still?
I think he is.
Yeah, big shot on the 2.
Now, he must see something that we do not see.
Well, the reason he wants this way round is that the 3 is good to get onto the 5. But from where he was, the 3 was the obvious first ball for solids. That's why he's taken on the much tougher ball there.
So really just taking the tough shot so you can have the easier shot later.
Yeah, it's like one tough shot to give you a great chance to run out. He'll be disappointed with that, though. I wanted the full ball on the 15. He would have just held him on a better angle. Now he's going to have to really work the cue ball.
Yeah, taking a look at the angle there, it looks like he's going to want to go down to this bottom rail and spin almost between the 9 and the 1. That's scary.
Yeah, just wanted to slide by it. That's awkward. Slide by it or full ball so it goes towards the centre. Got about 3/4, so now he's in trouble.
Well, and this is the shot for Tyler. He knows what kind of firepower his opponent has. He understands that a miss here could very well send him home.
And it will be a miss. It's a wide. And Tyler will go back to his chair believing that his shots required in this championship are over. He will expect Chris Melling to run out here for the title.
And Chris, really, the only navigation he has to do is just making sure he has a good shot on the 15. Everything else is very open and available.
You can see him there very deliberately kind of mapping out his finish almost visibly. You don't see him do that too often. He really wants to make sure. It is the tournament run out here.
And you never expect somebody like Chris Melling to show nervousness, but maybe just a little bit there.
It was just a case of, he does have one bit of work to do, I think, and that was just a case of just trying to make sure how he wanted to do it. I mean, there is plenty of room for the 15, but that means you just need a good angle to get there, and he's going to use the 10 to do it.
And it may not matter much, but just 30 seconds away from that shot clock. I think he doesn't want it to sneak up on him. So he would like to finish this run before that comes into play. It's not going to.
Well, he's a little bit on the straight side here. He may not get too close to the 9. Happy enough just to accept distance.
And Chris here, feeling good, as he knows that he is just one ball away from holding up the trophy in just a few minutes and beating Tyler Styer in the final of the Louisiana Open.
And there it is. Chris Melling is the champion. Brilliant performance all the way through. Had to do it the hard way, had to do it through the loser's side. But he's dug deep, got himself back into the winner's side, and he is going to walk away as the Louisiana Open champion. Let's get Jordan Chavouche, the Ultimate Pool USA president, out to hand you the trophy. Chris Melling is your champion. It really has been an incredible 4 days here in Louisiana. The first event for Ultimate Pool USA, the first of many. We will be back very soon for our next event. Watch this space for the dates, for the locations. But from Louisiana, we'll say goodbye for now, and we will see you again.